Hey everyone, Garrett McLaughlin here, and in the exercise of the week for this week, what I want to cover is a very simple but effective postural and upper back strengthening exercise. This is going to be called the band pull apart and diagonal band pull apart or band wide pull. So a lot of times, again, focus a lot on lower body when it comes to running, lower body, hip, core, in those areas. But we need to realize posture and position of the upper body is super important just to promote a good position that we can run efficiently and effectively. So what we want to do here, and often what we see a lot of times is most of us are coming from working, and we're working all day, usually sitting at a desk or a computer. We're slightly kind of hunched forward. So what exercise can we put into play that helps really open up the shoulders and the shoulders blades to get some length throughout the chest, the pec, anterior delt, subscap here that's deep in the front of the shoulder blade that pulls us into an internally rotated position. How do we get out of that posture to really open up the shoulders and the chest so we can promote, again, good arm swing, but also as we start to get tired through our runs, we start to hunch forward, we start to struggle up some of these hills and things that we're running out on the trails. How do we keep ourselves in a good position so we can breathe freely and really promote good running mechanics? So with the band pull apart or band wide pull, whichever way you want to call it, a couple different names for it. All we would need here is some type of TheraBand. We can use a strength band, which is these longer thin loops here, or we can use a TheraBand with handles. Some of those longer physical therapy bands that are cut at PT are also good here if we can get a nice wide length of that. So all we're going to do here with this one is start with the band out in front, kind of somewhat relaxed with the band. I'm not creating tension from the beginning, but I'm keeping that relaxed because I'm really going to increase the tension as I come back here. So what I want to do is I'm going to slightly set up the shoulders in a more, again, I don't want to shrug. I want to keep the shoulders relaxed down, and I'm going to find that neutral position. So from full retraction all the way back to full protraction forward, get the shoulders right in the middle range there, and then all I'll do from there is stretch that band as wide as possible. I'm trying to pull just past the body. I want to get to the point where I'm actually opening up through the chest. A lot of times you see people go too heavy on these bands here, and they pull back, and they're stopping here. So we're still in a shortened position throughout the pec and the anterior deltoid. We want to get the arms just past shoulder level. So as I do this exercise, again, a little slack in the beginning, shoulders, finding that neutral position, not shrugging here, which will be a tendency on this one. And then from there, I'm just going to stretch that band, increase the tension. You can see the band's actually wrapping around the chest as I come back and engage posterior delt, rhomboids, and you'll even get some lats in there as well. So really good exercise to help open up the chest, strengthen, activate between the shoulder blade, a lot of the scapular muscles, and build some good postural strength. So I would do anywhere from 1 to 2 sets. I usually like to do this as a good activation warm-up exercise before the routine rather than using it as a strength exercise, just because if we can use dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, something a little bit heavier, we can then put more strength on top of this because this will only get you part of the way. But just to see a couple repetitions. Straight arms at all time, coming past the shoulders, trying to feel like you're opening up the chest as the arms go past the body, and I'm pinching the shoulder blades together. Okay, so that is the band wide pull or band pull apart. Now, the next one, we're just going to go into this diagonal motion. So now with a high and low arm, we're just going to change some of the muscles we're activating, lower trap, upper trap, lats. But we need to make sure as we do this, the tendency as we go in this diagonal motion is to really shrug up that top elevated shoulder. So I still want to maintain good position of the shoulder blade, so I'm not elevating too high so that shoulder comes towards the ear. I'm just keeping the shoulders relaxed, and then I'm just going in a diagonal motion. Okay, so if I was going to use that same band again, get a little bit harder here as we go upper head and strengthen that posterior delt. Again, as runners, typically not a position we get into a lot up here, so it's a weaker position with a smaller, weaker muscle with that posterior delt and some of those rotator cuff muscles. But from here, I'm just almost like I'm driving, I'm steering, I'm turning here, and then I'm going to angle up. And your choice if you want to alternate or if you want to stay on the same side. Knockout 10. I have my low arm, I have my high arm, I'm changing just slightly those muscles I'm activating. I can choose the range of motion here as I go through, anything from, again, horizontal level like the band pull apart a second ago, and then start to change that angle to make this harder or easier for us depending on the needs. So just to show you from the side, shoulders finding that neutral position, turning the wheel. Opening up and engaging, opening up chest, engaging from the mid, upper back. This will get you a little bit more down the lower back as well with that lower trap lat. But that's it. So those are a couple of variations. If you have some kind of band, TheraBand, band you get from PT, physical therapy band, or strength band, good postural exercise, try the band wide pull apart first, going, again, moving straight horizontal, and then add in some of these diagonal variations. Again, great from just a prep standpoint to really reinforce good posture, open up the chest, shoulders, and then build some basic strength and activation through the mid and upper back. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to drop it below. But I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you.